Hello, and how is everyone? And today I am going to talk about uh, my process and journey as I try to see the dentist. I've been going through the process now for, let me see, it's been a while. So we're in May, and I think it was in March. Yes, it was back about mid-March. I got a very bad toothache, and I tried my best not to, feel the pain, but I kind of had to encourage myself to finally go to the dentist. And anyway, I had to encourage myself to go to the dentist. Sorry about that. There was a bit of a phone call. And one of the things with going to the dentist, I had, I basically, my phone keeps ringing. I wish it would stop. I wish it would stop. So sorry about that for the phone ringing. Anyway, lost my train of thought. Anyway, I had this big process. I finally had to make a dentist appointment because it was so bad. I couldn't sleep, couldn't do any of that. And so I decided, okay, now I'm going to book to go to see my dentist. This was back probably closer to the end of March. So I got an appointment to see a dentist, got to see the dentist, and of course, they had to do x-rays and they had to do everything. And then back to the dentist to find out that I had to have quite a lot of work done. They're going to need to cut, I believe it's my upper molar where it had broken and the root is still in my mouth. That wasn't hurting, but they had to cut that. And over on the other side that was hurting, they were going to have to remove that tooth on the top. And I think they had to do something on the bottom. It was a huge amount to me, it's a huge amount of stuff. And of course, I was going to need, the basic, housekeeping of your mouth, which is cleaning your teeth and all that. So I finally I got the quote, but then my dentist also said that you were going to have to go and get a bill of health, basically, from your doctor. First, they already had files about respiratory to make sure that I was okay. I forgot to tell you, my dentist is an anesthesiologist at the same time. My dentist will put you to sleep. See, because for people that are very, 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 very extremely afraid, this is one way you can get work done, because when you go in, they put you to sleep and then you wake up and everything is done and you don't have to worry until the next time you go back to the dentist. So I because of going through that process, I have to, what is that at first? I had to have a health check from the respiratory people, which I already had in my file. But now I needed to get other tests done to do with my heart. My heart's not all, I guess they wanted to make sure my heart was strong enough so that they wanted to make sure my heart was strong enough so that I could actually get through the process, that there wasn't going to anything to hinder my safety anyway. So that meant that I had to go to my family doctor, make that appointment, see the family doctor, have them send me for tests, which they wanted me to get done. What is it? It's called a stress test. You run on the treadmill and they have all these things attached to you for your heart. So I did all of that, running on the treadmill. And so I had to do that. And then they had to do the ultrasound on the heart, which I'll tell you now, that was the hardest part because it hurt. Just because with the ultrasound and with the wand, they kind of stick it into your ribs. Actually, it's still a bit sore. So I've gone through in that process. So I got all that done. Mind you, this journey started back mid-March. So now we're into May. I got my results yesterday from my results about the stress test. And I also got the results from the ultrasound on my heart. And guess what? I have a heart. And it was so exciting anyway to find out that my heart is really pretty good. I'm okay. So now my next process now is to my doctor's going to send all the paperwork to my dentist. And then to my dentist. Just trying to think what all I still have to do. So the doctor's going to send that to the dentist. So then I'm going to then have to book with my dentist. And the procedure, I'll need to have at least 2 to 3 days, or maybe 2 days after the actual appointment for recuperating, because with the tooth up here, they have to cut into the gum line and cut it out, which is kind of rough. But they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to cut it out. Mm-hmm. And I take it there'll be stitches. I won't be too happy about that, but it is what it is. So now I figure that by the time I get the appointment, it'll be another 3 to 4 weeks. There's a holiday in May and then a holiday at the beginning of July. So hopefully I can get it done maybe in 3 weeks. If I'm lucky. I hope so. But it was kind of neat because my dentist actually gave me all the information about my heart and about my stress test. And one of the things that it says on here from from the stress test, like I said, you run on the treadmill. So you're running on the treadmill, and well, you're not running, you're walking, because I guess most of the people that come into that office, you're not really young. Um, they mostly see older people or people that probably already have a lot of problems. So, like I said, they have those things attached to you, and then you run. Well, I keep saying running, but it is walking. So it was pretty good. My blood pressure was actually, I thought, pretty good. 126 over 74. And that was what it began at. Um, and that's not too bad. Usually they say the stress test is about 7 minutes long. 7. And so, like I said, you walk, and believe it or not, they actually put it on an incline. For me, they gave me a 10% grade on the incline. So that was kind of interesting. And, well, I did do it. And actually, it wasn't too bad. And through the process, as you're doing it, what they do is they constantly take your blood pressure during the stress test. So they have a blood pressure cuff hooked up to you. They're taking your heart rate and hello, how are you? Let's my signature wave. Hi. I'm talking about um my journey through trying to get to the dentist, and it's been a long journey for me, and I still haven't gotten to the dentist to get a lot of work that I need done. Uh, it all started back in March of this year, with a very bad toothache. And believe me, I'm living through the toothache since March. Mind you, it has dulled off, but it comes back and it goes, it comes back and it goes. So now I've gone through a process of getting all the tests done, finding out how much it's going to cost, what they're going to have to do, and then finding out that I had to go for more tests um, through my family doctor in order for the dentist to do his procedure. My dentist is an anesthesiologist as well as a dentist. Um, so what happens is he puts me to sleep, so I don't have to see any instruments the whole time. Yes, that does help. So on yesterday, I just got the results of my stress test, because I had to go for a stress test because of my heart and possibly because of my age. And so I was just talking about how the stress test was. You worked in the dental field for over 30 years. Wow. Oh, you're now going to be my best friend. Because I get scared of the dentist. So my dentist had me go to get a stress test done, and I was just oh, thank you, thank you. I had a stress test at my doctor where they put those things on me with the cuff for the blood pressure, and they had me walking on the treadmill, and then they had it on an incline. It was like working out at the gym. But actually, my doctor from the results said that I'm pretty good to go. I actually thought I might have problems. because about a year ago I tried to go to the dentist, and just before they were about to administer the anesthetic, they canceled my appointment because they they I don't know, they use the stethoscope, and they put the stethoscope on you and they can hear your breathing. And the girl double checked it with the other person that works there too. And they checked my breathing and they didn't like how it was. So they called it off. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, this with this dentist, he does not allow any of his patients to, if you're getting the procedure done, he will not let you leave that office unless he has someone, unless you have somebody there to be there a half hour prior to you coming out of the anesthetic. And they must be sitting with you. What they have is a bed where you're lying down on, that the person who's taking you out of there must be sitting with you a half hour before you come out of it, because he does fully put you under. I have a tooth on the top at the very back, one of the molars. It broke off last year. It hasn't given me any problems. It doesn't hurt, but in the x-rays that they did, you can see those two things, the roots are still in there. They're going to cut those out on the top of this side. And then on the other side, there's a very broken tooth, which they're going to cut that one out too. And then they're going to do something on the bottom. I don't remember. And basic cleaning. Oh, thank you. You know all the technical words. So yeah. And in Canada, that's not even covered. Everybody talks about Canadian healthcare. Dental, you have to pay. Oh, I'm going to be sore. Am I going to be very sore? I know that the dentist said he would try to do the procedure on a Friday morning, and that way I can have Saturday, Sunday to recuperate so that I can go back to work on the Monday. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Am I going to have stitches in there? Do you think? It's a hard process, Um, but I get nervous every time I think about the dentist. So, but he's very good dentist. He also teaches some courses at the dental school here in Canada, and I think he does some stuff down in Arizona as well. Oh, how the teeth are angled, etc. No, he is like the best dentist I've ever had. What, believe it or not, if I get my procedure done on a Friday, he will call Saturday morning to my home and to see how I'm doing. He calls all of his patients the very next day after the procedure. So I'm really, really, happy to have him as a dentist. But I'm still scared of the dentist. Yes. But are you still working as a dental hygienist? Oh wow. Do you ever get people with smelly mouths? Like their breath smells? where you don't really want them to open their mouth. Yeah. So all I know is that my heart was checked. Yeah. So I had all my heart checked. My blood pressure is 126 over 74. And it recovered really fast. And they did all the, so I actually have all my Doppler measurements of my heart. And they checked all of the different, it looks like parts of my heart. I actually have the paper that they gave me. I got to take my glasses off because I can't read so close. And they actually, they have all the different stuff of what they saw for like the different parts, like the left ventricle, left atrium, right atrium, the valves, the aorta, etc. And I can't believe my doctor actually gave me the a print up of all of this. So this proves I actually have a heart. Of course, I have to have a heart or else I wouldn't be alive. So what are you up to today? Are you doing anything this afternoon? I'm good. Not much. I'm trying to avoid doing housework. I have lots to do. Oh, what movie are you going to go see? There's a lot of new movies out. Marvel Endgame? Oh, wow. That's a very new game, and apparently lots of people like it. I haven't been to the movies in a long time, but I probably should have gone to auction this morning. That's the other thing that I like to do. I like going to auction. I collect carnival glass, depression glass, some dolls, Monopoly, Susie Cooper pottery. Way too much. Oh, yes. Yeah, I always have carnival glass, a giant punch bowl, like in the two-piece set. I've always liked antiques. And then I have a doll that I also collect these dolls. I'll just show you my little friend. I collect, sorry, the doll's hair's messy. This is Chrissy. I don't know how old you are, but I'm in my 50s, and this was all. Oh, this is what they call a Chrissy doll. It's got sleeping eyes, so the eyes open and close. See, and people don't like that. See, the eyes are open. Oh, how do we do this? And if you see the doll's eyes are closed and they open, a lot of people find them creepy. But, and this doll, when I was young, my mother never got me this doll. And so I have about 6 of them. And I have her little sister. Her name is Chrissy. Her name is Velvet. Oh, no, this is Chrissy. Her sister is Velvet. And actually, she's wearing Velvet's dress. Velvet had the purple dress. She had a cute little plaid dress. And one of the things that at the time in the early 70s, there was a big deal about how they work this doll. Whereas, oh, excuse me, I don't mean to, I'm not going to take her clothes off. But in the back, she has a dial. And what you do, as the TV commercial does, you take the dial and you dial and you just turn it. Oh, as you turn it, oh, it's supposed to be working. Please let it work. Don't tell me this one is, her hair's supposed to go short. Come on, go short. Gosh. Anyway, as you can see, her hair kind of went shorter. And then if you turn her around, you push her stomach. And you pull her hair out. I know, it's kind of weird. But one of my other favorite dolls. I started my channel maybe about 2 years ago. I've always had I've always been registered on YouTube as, like I've had a YouTube account since since 2007. And I only started my channel about 2 years ago. And yeah, I don't have children and I don't have much else. So I try to make purpose out of my life. Like I said, I collect my dolls, not just my specific dolls. I collect Susie Cooper pottery, carnival glass, some depression glass. And do you have kids? I always wanted children. I always wanted children, but I didn't. I wasn't one of those fortunate ones to have any children. And you have 3? Wow. That's wonderful. I always used to joke to my friends. I says, when God was giving out children, I always say that some people reached up and God was had a clothesline of all these children, lots of them. Some people went and helped themselves to too many. And when it was my turn, there wasn't any for me to get. So to that end, I figured that, you know what, God has another purpose for me in life. I think it's wonderful to have children. You get to help start them on a new journey of life, get to show them different things, give them opportunities to experience other types of things, which is wonderful. And I think being parents to children is such a wonderful thing that I don't think not enough people appreciate how lucky they are. And you've got 3, so that's very lovely. Maybe you can have another one for me. That would be lovely. Do you have boys or girls? Or a combination? Oh my gosh, you're like the same age as me almost. You have 2 boys and 1 girl? I'll be 50. What year are we in? You're a year older. I'll be 55 this year. So we're in the same age group. When did you start your channel? Oh, you're a June baby. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, you just started in 2018? How are you liking it? I find a lot of things very difficult to figure out, but you know, I just keep trying until I try to figure it out a little bit better. Well, that's still pretty good, you know. There's a lot to learn. Um, I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things. I think if I was 20 years old, yes, creating, editing, yes, it's a lot of work and a lot of learning curves because, you know, like you probably know, because we're in the same age group, that it takes a unless you were already into photography and videography throughout the ages, a lot of this stuff is so new. I mean, you probably remember when we were 10 years old, we didn't have laptops, we didn't have computers. So it makes it a bit hard, you know, but we're learning. And yes, that's exactly like I've had to learn on my own and watching tutorials on YouTube, um, reading a lot of other different things. And I was having trouble trying to figure out how to do custom thumbnails. And I finally kind of figured out something that's going to work for me, but it took a long time just to figure that out. Whereas I'm sure somebody who's 20 years old, they just do it like it's nothing. Yes. So most of my friends, I don't know if they all know that I have a channel. A lot of my friends are creative and they they're busy with their creativity. Oh, that's one advantage of having kids. That's nice of them to help you. Yes. And my husband does not do anything with the computers, you know. But you know what? We have to keep on our journey. You know, there's a reason why we were attracted to YouTube and to start a channel and to put out a product. And you know what? Even if we're doing it at the very basics, I think that through time and through learning, it has to get a little bit better. And that's kind of what I figured. Um, no, and I think that's great. You know what else? With you doing it and you're setting an example to your children about being able to learn something new, putting in the effort with and sticking to it. Those are important lessons that you're teaching your children from example. You know, you're not just saying the say, you're also, you know, you're actually doing at the same time. You know, it's a good way to learn from. They'll learn a lot from you for the just for that, you know, that you keep going. It's a valuable lesson. Oh, one of my girlfriends, she used to, you know how children always ask for things and they want something new? Well, one of the things that she would do when her children would want something brand new, if they wanted a new toy, if they wanted a new dress or new clothes, they wanted something new. there was an agreement. The mother said she would buy it for them, but there was one little thing. Do you really want the item? Because when you get home, after I've bought it, you will not receive it until you hand over an item. So if you want a new pair of pants, you have to hand over a pair of pants, or you're not getting the brand new pair of pants. And the same when it came to toys. Hand over a toy, or I'm returning the toy that I just bought to the store, because I'm getting rid of one if you're going to get a new one. So her kids never asked for too much. It worked so well for her. Her kids were very careful what they asked for, because they knew they had to get rid of something in exchange to actually get it, or the mother would return it to the store. And I always thought that if I had kids, that was something that I would do. But I don't get to do it. So I'll pass it along as a great idea. Because I think what happened is that her girls would stop and think, and do I really need it? Do I want it? And it doesn't matter where it's from. It could be a new piece of clothing from a used store, or a brand new piece of clothing. It doesn't come in unless they let an item come out. So I thought that was kind of neat that she used to do that. But her children grew up very well. They were some of the most well-behaved children. And yeah. So I think I probably should go and start dinner for my husband. I don't want to. For when he gets home. Maybe get some work done before. Well, thank you for coming on and spending some time with me. You know what? With all this new stuff that's happened with YouTube, with the live streaming, this is the first time since they put those new procedures in that I'm doing a live, because as you know, we can no longer go live from our cell phones unless you have over 1,000, and I do not have over 1,000. So I'm just, I had to test it out. A friend lent me a laptop, and I had to figure out all the stuff. So I'm on a laptop borrowed from a friend, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to go live until I get 1,000. When is my dental appointment? I have to call them Monday, because I just got the results on Friday, and I'm going to call the dentist on Monday to see if the doctor sent over the results, and hopefully if they haven't received them, they will call my doctor to get them, and then I will book it, and hopefully within the next 3 weeks I will have it done. I'm nervous. Just the thought. Direct message you through I can direct message you through I guess sort of like through YouTube. There's a way to do it. I will do that. I will keep you posted. I will let you know. Okay. Thank you. And I need it done. I need it at my age. Well, your age too. We really have to take care to kind of get our health in check as we're heading through to our quote unquote senior years. Bye now. And you have a good weekend as well, okay? Thank you for coming on, and have a nice day. Bye.